welcome back. Episode 2 of Cleats to Seats. We are here on a Wednesday afternoon in Mobile, Alabama. And it is a cold day down here in Mobile. Guys are signing their letter of intent today. It's National Signing Day in college. And teachers and coaches are getting adjusted back to a week of school after having a whole week off for their Thanksgiving break. And we are gearing up Saturday for the SEC Championship with Alabama versus Georgia. If you're like me, you may not have time to watch the whole show, so I'm going to help you out. In the comments, you can go find whatever segment in the show that you'd like to watch. It's time-stamped, and you can just press that time or put it in on your slide bar and go there to watch it. Your lineup today, we're going to have Tide Talk. We're going to have our press box where we highlight our high school coach. And then we're going to go on the plains, behind the plains with Brody Brown. And yes, you heard me right with the Tide Talk. So a lot of supporters and followers of the show are Alabama fans, but they want to support Creg. So I went out and found another Creg that actually is a Alabama graduate, two-time. He has over 25 years of sports writing with AL.com. He's 2024 National Sports Writer of the Year, and just has all kind of accolades, and I appreciate him joining the show. So let's go talk the Tide with Creg. Hey guys, I'm excited about today on this feature of Tide Talk. We got a great sports writer joining us in Creg Stephenson, okay? He does and writes for AL.com. He's got over 25 years of sports writing experience, okay? And in 2024, he was named Alabama Sports Writer of the Year by the National Sports Media Association. He's also a two-time Alabama graduate, and you can catch him as a co-host of the afternoon show Sports Drive on WNSP 105.5. Creg, thanks for joining us this morning, man.
Thank you, Creg. I feel like I'm talking to myself here. We're both Creg S, even though it's spelled a little different, but that's wild. Anyway, yeah, but thanks for having me.
Heck yeah, man. The power of Creg S. So let's get into it, man. It's a big week for Alabama football.
Sure.
They're going into the SEC Championship. What are some big storylines heading into the SEC Championship against Georgia?
Well, first of all, the question is, does Alabama need to win this game to get into the playoff? And that's debatable, I would say. Not necessarily because of what they would do, what their resume would be what they lost, but what if BYU beats Texas Tech? Does the Big 12 get two teams in? You got Texas and Vanderbilt sitting out there. The Big 10, what happens there? What happens in the ACC? Does Miami get in as an at-large? And so there's just so many at-large spots. If Alabama doesn't get that automatic bid by winning the SEC championship, they might get left out. I'm not saying they would deserve to, but they might. You never know what the committee's going to do. Beyond that, the game itself, Alabama would have an opportunity to beat the same team twice in the same season, which they've done only one time, 1999. They beat Florida during the regular season and in the SEC championship game. A couple of years ago, they faced Georgia twice. They faced them in the SEC championship game and won, but then faced them in the national championship game and lost. So, obviously, beating the same team twice is difficult. Is Alabama as good as they were in September? Is Georgia better than they were in September? I think you could probably argue both of those points. So, just because Alabama won in Athens on September 27th or whatever it is, doesn't not automatically mean they're going to get it done in Atlanta. So it's a fascinating game, really is. And obviously with Kirby Smart on the other sideline, you're going to get their best.
Yeah, spot on. People traveling to the game, they're probably the only ones that's really going to have to deal with the weather. It's going to be played in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Little things about that: Georgia is 7-1 against other opponents, but 0-4 against Alabama. Is that going to continue this Saturday?
Possible, yeah. I mean, Alabama. We thought maybe when Saban retired that was going to go away, but then Kalen DeBoer's beat Kirby Smart 2 years in a row. Not in the dome, obviously, but for whatever reason, Alabama has some kind of hold over Georgia. I do think there's a matchup situation too. Georgia does not do a great job of rushing the passer. Strange as that is to say, as great as they've been defensively, they don't get to the quarterback very well. And Alabama relies on their passing game. Their running game is not great. It has not been great. It was good against Auburn, but it has not been great overall. So maybe that plays into Alabama's hands a little bit. However, that said, Jam Miller was on crutches at the end of the Iron Bowl, the top running back for Alabama. Is he going to play? We don't know. Josh Cuevas, the tight end, who's probably their second best receiver after Jeremy Bernard, or second most reliable, missed the Iron Bowl. Is he going to play? We don't know. Trending toward probably being out, I would say. But so those are two huge things to worry about if you're Alabama.
Mm, good injury update right there. All right, I'm gonna end it with this one right here, Craig. I don't want to take up a lot of your time today. If the game is tied, 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter,
Yeah.
who do you trust more and why?
Oh my goodness, are we talking about kickers? Are we talking about quarterbacks?
Hey, we're talking Kellen DeBoer, Kirby Smart.
Yeah.
Who we going with? Who's gonna out strategize X and O's the other one? Who's got the best kicker? Who do you putting all your money on?
Well, Georgia has the best kicker. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Although Connor Talty made a couple big kicks against Auburn, that he had not made earlier in the year. I think until proven otherwise, you got to go with Alabama against Georgia. I mean, Georgia just for whatever reason has not been able to beat Alabama. One time in the last 17 years, something like that. Since 2007, I think they beat them once. You were probably still in high school.
2007 I was ninth or 10th grade. Yeah.
Yeah, until proven otherwise, I guess I would lean Alabama in that situation. I do think if Georgia's probably going to have to get out to an early lead to have a chance to win.
Craig, I appreciate it, man. Great edition of the Tide Talk. Creg Stephenson, thank you so much for joining us.
Craig Sanders, you are welcome.
Craig S., thank you for being on the show. Thank you for the insight on Alabama football and what that matchup looks like against Georgia this upcoming weekend. It's always fun to talk to somebody else named Craig and Craig S. So looking forward to having you on the show in the future, and I appreciate your time. Now let's transition to the press box, where we're going to highlight our high school coach of the week. All right, and this is in surrounding of the areas of Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, Georgia, and we're going to stay in Alabama. Welcome back to the press box. We got a special guest today. When I thought about doing this segment where we were going to highlight a high school coach, this is the first guy that came to mind. At Dale County High School out of Midland City, the offensive coordinator and head basketball coach. He is a former classmate and teammate.
That's right.
And me and him have sold some Boston butts together and did some car washes.
That's
and went
right,
to a
baby.
couple of FSU
football,
Alabama football camps together.
That's right.
This is Coach James Edmonds. James, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. It's good to hear from you. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has, man. Really good to hear from you. I keep up with you a lot on social media. It looks like you're doing great. Let's fill everybody in, man. Tell us about Coach Edmonds. What's hometown, family? What's been going on?
I'm from Ariton. James Edmonds is my name. Of course, we grew up together. I've been at Dale County for 13 years. So I went to school at Troy after I graduated from Ariton. I got my teaching degree there. And then right after that, I got right into teaching right after I graduated in the fall of 13. So I've been at Dale County since 2013. So this will be my 13th. I just finished up my 13th season of football, and this is my 11th of boys basketball. So
nice. I know you're right here in the middle of boys basketball, but tell me about Dale County High School. Like classification, like the size of you guys, and talk about your football record from this past year and kind of some accomplishments you guys had.
Yeah, so we're a 4A school in Alabama, the Southeast Alabama, the Wiregrass area. We graduate anywhere between 95 to 110 kids a year. We won the region this past year, and made it to the first round and got upset by Mobile Christian. That was a tough region to match up against. They were the 4 seed and we were the 1. But we did win the region back to back years, and it's the first time since my first 2 seasons coaching that we won the region back to back years. So we've had some successful years. We went 7-2 this year and 8-3 last year. So
Nice. All right. So you've kind of touched on your coaching career and how long you've been doing it, but who or what got you into coaching?
there's a couple names that come to mind. Ben Baker was one. My first one would be Julius Head. So Coach Head was the reason that
Coach
I'm here
Ed,
right now. Yeah.
Hayes in the barn.
Yeah, Hayes in the barn, man. Yep, every Thursday, Hayes in the barn. You ever been in a bar fight, gentlemen? You know all those catchy phrases he had that had me locked in and ready to roll. But him, Mr. Baker was my middle school coach for basketball. Heck of a teacher, and just a person that you knew that.
Great superintendent.
Oh yeah, awesome superintendent for sure, for sure. Josh Herring, the principal at Ariton now, our baseball coach. He's great. Stevie Laney, basketball coach. So yeah, big nub. Yep. So and Coach Laney, all the
Shout
coaches,
out to
but
Josh. Shout out
yeah,
to
yeah.
Coach
But if
Laney.
I go back, it's Coach Head. That's my guy that I'm putting a stamp on. So
Yeah, I love Coach Ed, man, and that's funny that him and Coach Bowden were really tight too.
yeah, that's right.
He mirrored a lot of his coaching off of Coach Bobby Bowden, but Coach Ed was an awesome coach, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell me about this. So let's say put me in the daily schedule of Coach Edmonds at your school. Like, what time do you have to be there? What time's first period start? When is your football basketball period? Like, what time do y'all end the day? Kind of deal.
All right, yeah. So we have to be there at 7:20. Signed in at 7:20. I teach driver's ed and health, so I've got it's a pretty good gig. Driver's ed's it's a dream. I love it, and I not only I've taught history, I've taught PE. Driver's ed, like I can actually see. I mean, obviously it's a different kind of subject that you teach, but you can kind of see the kids actually pay attention to that. Like they care about getting that license and everything like that. So, but our day starts off with us being a block school. We go first block is our athletics period. So we do weights, we do film. We'll start, right at 7:50 is when the tardy bell rings, but football guys are probably we're already in there around 7:30. And it's either going to be weights, film, or on Thursdays during season we do our walkthroughs that morning. So we kind of do it the way we set everything up is Thursday afternoon. If you have like a dentist appointment or you got to get your hair cut or you've got to get all this stuff that these kids are trying to miss for, we already set ahead a time like, hey, Thursday afternoon, go ahead and set up your doctor's appointment, your dentist appointment, all that stuff, so that way we know that, hey, we need to be here for football Monday through Wednesday. We're giving you an afternoon since we're doing our walkthroughs on Thursday mornings, and then we lift on Friday morning, game day.
That's a sweet schedule.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like that, especially when you get in the heat of the fall that Thursday, knowing that
yeah.
when the bell rings, you get to go home as players and coaches.
Right. Yeah, it just gives you
That's
a
always
chance.
really nice.
Yeah, gives you a chance to get home to family, and unwind because it's a grind. Football is different than basketball. Basketball. It's inside. You lose a game on Monday, then you can go back and win on Tuesday. You lose a game, it's a whole week before you play in another one. So you're sitting there thinking about it for a whole week. It's a mental grind and physical. But I mean, to me, it's more mental than it is physical. Football, mentally tough. It's not going to cut it if you're not mentally tough.
Yeah, totally agree. All right, let's give the local businesses in Midland City or your surrounding area a little shout out right here. If I'm a fan and I'm coming to watch Coach James Edmonds run up the scoreboard over there as the OC at Dale County High School, where am I stopping at to eat before the game?
Man, there's not a ton of places in Midland City specifically. We used to have 231 barbecue. There's a little
I'm about to say
burger
there's a
joint.
barbecue spot I
Yeah,
saw.
yeah,
Where's
but
that
it's
barbecue
closed
spot?
down, man. We used to do that for back when I first started coaching, back when we had Peyton Harrison there, and we wound up going to state and losing carry on. We used to get 231 barbecue, every Friday, but it's closed down. There's a little burger joint, Best Burger. It's like right in the middle of Midland City. It's pretty good. So I would say Best
Yeah.
Burger.
Okay, best burger it is. All right. All right, so hey, you're an OC, so let's do this right here. We're gonna take this and we're gonna ask, and I'm gonna spit out a bunch of questions, and
Yeah.
we're just gonna go fast right here. Okay,
All
so this
right.
is our little tempo session. All right, you win the coin toss, kick or receive.
Ooh, I'm taking the ball in the second half.
Okay, deferred.
Yeah.
Coffee, black or creamer?
Black.
Wristbands or signals?
Our signals.
Hat, visor, no hat.
I'm a visor guy.
Pre-game hype song.
Pre-game hype song. Let's see. Man, anything Phil Collins.
Oh,
Yeah, in the air.
from the Tarzan,
Yeah,
Phil
man.
Collins. That's secretly like
Yep.
the low banger right there. Socks at practice, long or short?
I'm old school. I'm still ankle socking, man.
Are you ankle socks? If you were
Yeah.
Julius Head, you'd have them up mid
I
shin.
have.
That's
Yeah, I'm
where
not that old school. Yeah, I don't have those tube socks on. I would wear some biker shorts like they used to wear the bikes, the
I know
little cotton
they need to bring
shorts.
those
Yeah,
back, man.
yeah.
Some good upper thigh tans. Friday night fit, polo, cage jacket, or long sleeve dry fit.
Man, let's go. Cage jacket. I like my
Nice. All
cage
right, you're
jacket.
at practice, which I like a good cage jacket too. I told
Yeah,
the last guy, Coach Townsend, that too. All right, you're at practice. Inside run or 7-on-7?
inside run. I've went from
Game
seven
on
on
the line.
seven. I've went from 7-on-7 because I used to just do receivers and stuff. But like just now, like lately, the past 3 or 4 seasons, I'm more like inside run now. So
Okay, there you go. There you go. Getting away from 7-on-7,
yeah,
like to
yeah,
run
yeah,
the ball, baby.
yeah.
Let's go right here with this right here. I have my eyes on. Oh, game on the line. What are you calling?
GH counter.
GH counter. There you go.
Yeah,
Anybody in the region playing Dale County, get ready for GH counter, baby. It's
yeah. That's a
coming.
good one. Probably quarterback counter too. Really, to be honest with you, that's a good play.
Yeah, dude. I guess that's the hot take, man. Everybody likes some quarterback
Man,
counter.
I'll have to tell you a story about that quarterback counter in a little bit.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
3rd and 5. Run or pass.
pass
All right. There we go. Power or counter.
counter.
Knew that one. Turf or grass.
Man, we're a smaller school, so I'd have to say grass. We've only played turf in Andalusia maybe like once.
Got it. Favorite Gatorade flavor on the sideline.
Oh, lemonade or lemon lime, whatever that is, the yellow.
Yeah, lemon lime. There we go. Let's see your coaching brand right here. Whistle brand of choice.
Fox 40.
Fox freaking
That's a
40. There we
basketball
go.
one
That's
too,
got to
man.
be
Fox 40s, yeah.
nothing echoes like a Fox
Yeah.
40. Favorite energy drink.
Oh, sugar-free Red Bull.
Sugar-free Red Bull. There we
Yeah.
go. Not flavored or the
No,
original.
man, I'm all like just like I drink coffee black. I'm no flavors on all that stuff. I don't like any of the Celsius
Oh,
stuff, all that, man. I'm just with it.
oh, gee, man, that boy's
Yeah.
probably got a lot of hair on his chest, drinking all that
Yeah.
coffee black. I hear you, dude. All right, last question. Best part of Friday nights.
Oh man. Probably right before kickoff when the band's playing.
Yeah, I totally agree. We got a
Yeah.
great band too. Man, the band is so underrated. The
Yeah.
band adds
Dude, I
to
love it. I get hyped up when I hear the band. I love a pep band for basketball. Like it changes the momentum sometimes, or it creates momentum.
nice.
Shout out to the
Well,
bands.
hey, James, I appreciate you taking time out of your night, man, and
Yeah.
coming on and visiting. I know that there's a lot of insight from you being 12 years into coaching,
Yeah.
offensive coordinator, Dale County basketball head coach for the boys.
That's right.
Dude, super proud of you. Love
Man, you
keeping up
too.
with you.
Yeah.
Wish you nothing but for success, and thank you for coming on the press
Oh, for
box.
sure. Yeah, man. I appreciate you.
Coach Edmonds out of Dale County High School and former Ariton Purple Cat. Thank you for being on the show. Any coaches out there, high school coaches, college coaches that would like to come on and get a spotlight for you and your school, feel free to reach out. Would love to have you on. Let's transition to the Plains. Okay, big day for Auburn football. It's National Signing Day. New head coach, Coach Golish, is on the Plains. And there's nobody better to give us insight than a convo with Brody Brown on Behind the Plains.
All right, let's go behind the planes with Brody Brown. Brody, we are talking on Tuesday evening, the night before
National Signing Day. Last time me and you spoke about Auburn football, they had just hired Coach Golish this past Sunday as our head coach. And there was a lot of nervousness for the past 2 days of whether or not we were going to keep Coach DJ Durkin on the Plains. And turns out today it is official. He ain't going anywhere. He's going to stay and be our DC. Did you see that happening, or did you think that he was going to leave?
The longer it drug out, I started to doubt a little bit, especially when we had Womack flip over to Mississippi State. You kind of heard rumblings from those Bulldogs across the state lines that Durkin was going to follow, but I guess he stayed loyal and he's staying on the Plains, as well as King as well, the D-line coach. They announced he's staying too.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Monday we missed well, we didn't miss it. We just hadn't talked about it. The press conference. Some of the key points that he said in it was he's a big process guy. He sees everything as a process, and we both are from the state of Alabama. We know another coach that talks a lot about process, and it seems like Coach Golish is really wanting to build the Auburn program on discipline and being intentional in everything he does. I saw some clips on the old Twitter X, and they're up by 35 points, and he's coaching the crap out of a kid. So little things like that I really like a lot. Did you hear the comment of "run the freaking ball"? How did that make you feel?
It made me warm and fuzzy inside. I missed the days of just running it down their throats for 30 times a game.
Yes.
I need that back in my life.
We need that back. And
Yeah.
last year 2025, they ranked number 2 nationally, okay, in total offense. I'm talking USF, with
Yeah.
501 yards a game. Number 5 in scoring, 43 points per game. And let me tell you about Auburn football. When we have 1,000-yard running backs, we win championships. And
That's
if you
right.
go back and you look at 2010, you got Cam Newton, you got Michael Dyer. That's 2 backs, quarterback, running back, 2 backs over 1,000 yards. 2013, Nick Marshall and Trey Mason.
Hmm.
Now, and the big thing with Auburn is going to be, and we can get into this right here because we can start talking here recruiting here in a second after we talk about the coaching staff that they got bringing on. We got to keep Deuce Knight in that locker room.
Yeah.
You got to keep Deuce Knight, and you got to put somebody back behind him so we can get some 1,000-yard backs.
I know Cobb was close at the end of the season. Did he ever eclipse 1,000, or was he still at 900 and something?
It finished out in the high 900s.
Well, we're close.
Yeah.
I mean, if he would have ran the ball the first half of the season, he would have easily he could have been 1,500-yard rusher.
Yeah. So tell the people that's been following along with Auburn, who is some of the key coaches that Coach Golish is going to bring with him?
Cody Burns is the obvious first go-to right there. You're familiar with him back in your playing days and coaching over there at Auburn. Very likable guy. He coached in the NFL a little bit after his stint at Auburn. I think I saw where when he was there, Chris Olave,
Mm-hmm.
He had 1,000 yards receiving those years that he coached at the Saints. So that's a good recruiting tool to put in his back pocket. Maybe he can keep Jace Matthews committed with that.
Yeah, definitely. Cody is a great coach. I was able to play with him in 2010. He got moved to wide receiver from quarterback. He's just a true Auburn guy. Ended up scoring a touchdown in the national championship, helped us win.
Mm-hmm.
Got to coach with him. I was a defensive analyst, and he was the wide receivers coach in 2016. And he does a great job recruiting, but he's not only a recruiting guy. He can develop players, and I think that little stint that you talked about in the NFL, he did with the Saints for 2 or 3 years, and just coming back, I think he's going to be really good for the Auburn program and the development of the players, and not only just developing them, but he's going to get them in the building. And Coach Golish must trust him a lot, being named the associate head coach and co-OC.
shifting gears and going towards recruiting and like the transfer portal. In his press conference on Monday, he talked about that 250-mile radius and what he's wanting to do. And me and you are based out of Mobile, and one of our own here in West Mobile, DJ Brofton, ended up being the first commit to the Auburn Tigers with Coach Golish's class as a 3-star tight end coming in. So that's pretty cool. One of the guys here in West Mobile being one of the first guys trying to go up to Auburn and play on the Plains. I wanted you to talk to me a little bit about who you think is going to be in this transfer portal and the recruits that you see us getting tomorrow before we finish up. But I want to tell you this because I just researched this and I didn't know this going into the transfer portal for this year. So transfer portal is January 2nd to the 16th of 2026. Okay. Any players on teams in the postseason that extend past that window will get an additional 5-day period from their final game to enter the portal. So anybody in the college football playoffs, they'll get 5 days if they want to. Now here's the kicker. Exception window for head coaching changes. Starting 5 days after the new coach is announced/hired, players have 15 days to decide whether they want to enter the portal. So that pertains to Auburn. With us,
Mm-hmm.
the new hire of Coach Golish, 5 days from that, which I guess would be Friday, now
Mm-hmm.
it's wild, wild west up there on the plains. And if they don't choose to do it within that 15 days, there's no rule that doesn't say they still can't do it January 6th or 2nd to the 16th. So you
Yeah.
really got you got 2 weeks in December and 2 weeks in January to be sitting there hoping that we don't lose a lot of guys. So who do
Yeah.
you see? I guess who do you see us landing tomorrow, and who do you see heading out of the plains and maybe jumping ship?
I haven't had a lot of thought of who would leave. Obviously, you're worried about a lot of those defensive guys if Durkin wasn't retained. So, in theory, you think that all of our defensive guys are safe. Does Daniel stay? Does Golish want him on the roster as a backup? Or does Deuce go? Um, I think Deuce stays. I think we can get him to stay. Hopefully, we can
Yeah.
get Coleman to stay too. I know he'll be high priority for a lot of teams. There's a chance Singleton, you know, could not go pro. He had a kind of a down year, so he could return, or he could transfer somewhere else. You never know. Like you said, it's the wild wild west.
All right, hey, let's touch base on this recruiting trail that we got, especially with tomorrow being National Signing Day. We normally will not spend a whole lot of time on recruits, but it's a big day tomorrow, and we got some local guys in there and some guys around the state and surrounding area that people will know about. So fill us in, Brody Brown, what tomorrow looks like on National Signing Day.
Yeah, well, as of right now, and this may change a little bit with some of these decommitments, we are our 63rd nationally in recruiting and dead last in the SEC. So we got some uphill climbing to do. But
Come on,
uh,
man.
kind of what you said with what Golish said in his press conference, he's wanting to recruit the state and the surrounding areas, and he's done that already here in our area. The Tootle brothers, they look like they're locked in, committed. You had DJ Broughton today or yesterday commit tied in. And then Saraland receiver Deshaun Spencer committed and flipped from Duke earlier this evening. Um, Decommitment wise, I mentioned Braylon Womack. He's flipped to Mississippi State. Does he come back now that Durkin's staying? We'll see. We lost the quarterback, Peyton Falzone. He was a weird commit anyways, but it was just fun to say Falzone. Falzone makes me think of the Penguin and Batman and stuff. Is that his last name, Falzone? Something like that. Anyways,
Penguin? Falcone, man.
Falcone. It was close.
Falcone. That's not the Penguin. The Falcone is the other boss,
The
like
mob, the
the
mob guy.
boss in the thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
The Pennyworth. Pennyworth. No, that's Alfred Pennyworth. Keep going. I'll tell you in a second.
Jalen Scott Williamson, safety, even though he's a 27 recruit, he did commit or decommit today. Golish is expected to flip a few guys tomorrow. Reese Brush is a South Florida commit, and Mikkel Lundy Foster, inside lineman.
Is his last name Lundy Foster?
Yeah,
That's gonna be cool on the back of a jersey.
yeah. South Florida guy, and Brian
Oswald
Williams.
Cobblepot. Come on, man. I knew that too. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
We should know that. We're Batman people.
Yeah,
Brian Williams, receiver. I think he's from Florida, not Pensacola, Tallahassee maybe. Anyways, he's a Bama commit. He might be flipping, so that's always nice to steal a Bama guy.
hey, I know one of those guys. I know a guy we stole from Bama back in 2010.
Oh yeah, he's a pretty nice looking guy too, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good towel waiver on the sideline.
Good defensive end, hips and hands. There's a chance we can get Corey Wells and brother Chris Wells. I think we're really after Corey Wells. He's a D lineman, committed to Texas at the moment. His brother's actually committed to the South. He's a linebacker, and there is I'm stretching here. I was hoping that we could find some way to flip Tank Jones from St. Paul's, but he's going. He's Oregon. He ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, we did it. We did an OTA with St. Paul's.
Mm-hmm.
He's massive.
He's free.
He would be nice to have.
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, I think he's done pretty well with the time he's had. 2 or 3 days to put together some kind of class. So hopefully we're not still dead last by the end of this week in SEC recruiting.
Let's move up from 63rd. Let's get in those 40s.
It could be worse. We could be Penn State right now.
Yeah.
All three military schools are ranked higher nationally than Penn State is right now in recruiting.
Yeah, and if you have not went and looked at Penn State's AD's Twitter, go check it out. It's pretty funny.
Twitter's a fun place to be right now with that and all the Lane saga.
Yeah,
that's too rated R for this podcast. We can't talk about that.
That's right. There's some good entertainment, but there's no better entertainment than Behind the Plains with Brody Brown. Brody, thank you for your time tonight.
Appreciate it.
We'll fill it in this upcoming weekend of where we landed and stuff and where we're at with the Auburn Tigers. Thank you, Brody.
All right, where we go.
All right, that's it for episode 2 of Cleats to Seats. Thank you guys for joining in. I want to thank all our guests that came on today. Looking forward to the next episode. Me and Mac Daddy will be traveling up to Atlanta this Saturday to watch the SEC Championship, so we'll get a full recap of that. We'll continue talking college sports and high school football coming up this weekend. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you love the game, you're in the right seat.